Turn this morning, okay? We rejected for several reasons. I felt it was offensive for my mother, her memory. My mother is not a liar, and we will not bury her as such. We will not bury her as such. It was simply that reasons. So yesterday it should have been handled. I spoke to the ambassador that I wasn't happy about it, and he said he was going to handle it. He was going to do it. And this morning he hadn't done it. So that's the reason I personally make sure that it was done. So I believe he went and got it in error. But I have the final say. This is my mother. I looked after her. I took care of her. Okay? And no one will disrespect her. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I'm a child. I'm the leader here. Okay? No one was here when she was ill. No one has been here for her. So it's what I say. And I don't care what anyone else says. I've consulted my siblings. We're all on the same page. Thank you.
So the first return from the former president's party headquarters, it was received by Ambassador Nimba. That's what you're saying? Not from you?
I returned it this morning because it should have been done yesterday. Because during the speech, there were certain things that were said that was unacceptable. And so I told him that I rejected the gift. And he said that he was going to handle it. But he didn't. So I handle it. So when you...
It will have a specific place that it will have begun from. But in this case, there were multiple areas that we noticed that the fire picked up from. So it wasn't like from one particular location spreading throughout the room, but from multiple locations around the room. So at this point in time, we are. It will have a specific place that it will have begun from. But in this case, there were multiple areas that we noticed that the fire picked up from. So it wasn't like from one particular location spreading throughout the room, but from multiple locations around the room. So at this point in time, we are.
So, but did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
A pleasant good morning and welcome to the Friday edition of the program, The Today Show. 107.5 FM, folks. We'd like to say good morning and welcome to the Friday edition. Today is Friday the 13th, and we are here this morning to rumble you through the Friday edition of the program, The Today Show. 107.5 FM from the west coast of Africa, Liberia. From the heart of Congo Town, we transmit program of authentic information, education, as well as maximum refined entertainment. And we are here to time check. It's exactly 6 minutes past 8 o'clock. I'd like to welcome you to the Friday edition of the program. And today's edition of the program promises to be a well-served, palatable breakfast for you this morning. As we rumble through today's edition of the program, we have lots of things on our plate for you this morning as we go through. So the opportunity is yours to keep it out set. Keep following. For those of you who are following live on our page, We'd like to say thanks a lot for always following, share the live, invite others to join us. Today's edition of the program is a well-served, valuable breakfast for you this morning. We greet you based on your time, whatever you are, however you listen, whatever the occasion. For those of you who celebrating birthday on today, we'd like to say happy birthday out to each and every one of you. If you celebrated a day or days ago, a bit of the birthday greetings going out to you. If you're looking forward to your birthday or pre-birthday greetings going out to you. For me, I'm going to be celebrating on the 17th of this month, and that's going to be on Tuesday. So we are looking forward to our birthdays, and it's a very good one. Kings and queens are born in June. So we'd like to acknowledge our followers. Those of you who are following, we'd like to say how's up. Thanks a lot for always following. And we appreciate you for always following. Those of you who are following via the radio, we say thank you for always following. If you're on a Tesla cap, we say thank you for always following, listening to Spoon FM, because this is where you get the best for less. And we give you authentic information as those information unfold. So we say welcome to the show. So today's edition of the program, lots of things on our plate this morning. We're going to crisscross the country to speak of our correspondent as usual. And then we will certainly rumble you through the papers, bring you up to speed as you relates to what is making news in the print media. And thereafter, at 9 o'clock, we will have the commissioner of Congo Town, Edward Laha, going to be here to talk about some of those environmental issues confronting the township of Congo Town. We're going to talk much more about those things. Remember, we are in the rainy season, so it is necessary that we highlight some of those things that those who are living in areas, slums community, those affected areas, talking about flooding, and the list goes on, to highlight some of those things, bring it to the attention of the national government to be very proactive in engaging as it relates to popping into some of those issues. So we have lots of things on our plate. 8 minutes past 8 o'clock, folks. We are here this morning. We'll talk about lots of things. So our motivation for today says Friday is a day to finish your goals for the week. It is a day to celebrate that which you have that which you set out to accomplish at the beginning of the week. Well done. So I take that again. Friday is a day to finish your goals for the week. It is a day to celebrate that which you set out for accomplishment at the beginning of the week. I would like to say kudos. Well done. And Friday is for everybody. Yes. Happy Friday. If you can't find inspiration today, be an inspiration to others. And the proverb that says, do not look at where you fall, look at where you stumble your toe, because where you stumble your toe is where the mistake happens. And where you fall is just the end of the action. The end of the action can in no way determine the root cause of the action. So we admonish you to look back to where the mistake happened so you don't have a reoccurrence of what has happened. So it's certainly good to look at where you went wrong, so that you do not have a reoccurrence of what happened. So for today, we will look at, for our tip for today, we will look at the benefit of clean environment. Yes, the benefit of a clean environment. We look at that before we go to our correspondent. All right, we look at that before going to our correspondent. So a clean environment offers numerous benefits encompassing health, well-being, and productivity. These include reducing disease risks, improve air and water quality, enhance mental health, and increase productivity. So having a very clean environment, it has lots of good benefits. As an individual or as a human being, these are things that are very important to us, our well-being, to live a very healthier life. And the issue of reducing risk, disease of risks. Take that again. Just trying to triple mean. Reduce disease risks. A clean environment minimizes exposure to harmful bacteria, viruses, and it increases the likelihood of infections and illnesses. Clean environment improve air and water quality. Moreover, clean environment enhance mental health. It increased productivity and improve moods, enhance sense of accomplishment. Clean environments, sustainable practices help a lot in giving you a very helpful and a very good environment. So I'm just cautioning you this morning to always keep your environment very clean. Keep your environment very clean. Have a place to dispose your garbage. Have a place to put all of those darts. Do not have to scatter the dart all over, put it all over. You don't have a specific area to put it there. And you know, the darts, they keep mosquito, the ponds, those small waters around the area. Those are places that you have mosquitoes. And at night hour, you have those mosquitoes coming into your homes and then giving you some infections. So you have to have for yourself a very clean environment because it is very good for your health. Remember, your health is wealth. If you're healthy, trust me, you live a better life. And during the course of time, we talk about the issue of practicing some good things that promote your health. We talk about exercises. We talk about eating good meal, and all of those things help in the process. So we are encouraging you to keep a very good environment. A healthy environment helps a lot, and it contributes a lot to your well-being as an individual. So with that, we will have to crisscross the country to speak of our correspondent. The time check is exactly 30 minutes past 8 o'clock. 30 minutes past 8 o'clock. So with that, we will crisscross the country to speak of our correspondent. And moreover, the game is open now. You can go on and play the game. Star 255 star 4 hash. Star 255 star 4 hash. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Star 255 star 4 hash. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. On yesterday, we give out thousands of dollars. So today, we will certainly give out thousands and thousands of dollars. We have 10,000 on the plate for you this morning. We have 25,000. We have 50,000 as well as 100,000 on the plate for you this morning. So all you need to do is just to double up and play. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Dial star 255 star 4 hash. You have to be a Lone Star Cell subscriber. Star 255 star 4 hash. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Star 255 star 4 hash. As we go on, we draw winners. We give cash out to our winners. And then we will place a phone calls to some of our winners because we will not be able to call each and every one of you. We will place call to some of our winners to have them on to give you a sense of understanding how things are going. So with that, we have to crisscross the country to speak of our correspondents to know exactly what is going on in parts of Liberia. We'll go to Bassa County, we'll go to Nimba County, and we'll go to Lopa County. These are counties that we will certainly visit this morning. So let's go to Bassa County to speak of our correspondent, King Brown. King Brown is there in Bassa County. Let's go to Bassa County to speak of King Brown. King Brown is our man there in Bassa County. Welcome, folks. Whatever you are, however you listen, whatever the occasion, like to say, welcome to the show. This is the Today Show on 107.5 FM. My name is Emmanuel David, folks. I'm here this morning alongside my colleague Lorena and Honorary, who are going to join me very shortly as we together rumble you through today's edition of the program. So we crisscross the country to speak of our correspondent. So as we do so, we encourage you to keep playing star 255 star 4 hash. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. We have on the line King Brown from Bassa County. Good morning, King. How are you doing this morning?
Well, good morning, Madre. Let me say good morning to our audience. This morning, I'm glad to be on the platform from Bassa. Bassa is cool this morning. We're experiencing a little bit of good weather condition here this morning because the rain has been very heavy here the few days.
Okay, we are into the rainy season, so we have to expect these things. So, you two on your angle, you need to encourage the people to carry that raincoats, the umbrella.
Yeah, the raincoats and the umbrella, people are already making use of them.
All right, so let's get straight into the latest unfolding there from the county. What do we know about the latest unfolding?
What the latest unfolding here? There's a massive ongoing protest here in the county against WHO. WHO is a subcontracting company on Asla Metal area. That company is hoping to provide some maintenance services for the railway of Asla Metal area. So since Monday, the 9th of June, workers, that is contractors of that company, has been protesting. The protest is about, they are saying that the company owes them 10 months benefits. According to them, each of them should be receiving around $390 US per month, times 10. That is 3,900 some US. They said each of them should receive for the 10-month grace period benefit the company owed them. That on Monday, usually the guys have been protesting at the concession yard in a loop. But on Monday, they took now the protest from the concession yard and they took the protest to the administrative building where the county superintendent and his lieutenants work from. And they said it was intended to draw the attention of the government and to ensure that the government of Liberia can get involved and demand the company to address their plights. However, on Monday, the county attorney got involved, and the county attorney managed to speak with them, and he told them that they were going to communicate with the relevant authority to see how best they could address this issue. On Tuesday, the workers witnessed the arrival of the Minister of Labor of Liberia, Councillor Kuba Kra, who came to the county and had a meeting with the aggrieved former and current worker of the WHO company and that of the management of the company. And in that meeting, the management were very clear and they said that they do not owe the worker a cent. And as such, they are not going to pay anything to the workers. Also, in a communication to Asla Metal Liberia company that contracted this company that now workers are stationing protests, they also said that they did not owe anything to the workers. So following that, the guys said about it, since the guys are saying they do not owe us, and we are saying they owe us. That's how they went now. They started protesting. So since Tuesday up to Thursday, the protest has left from the peaceful stage and is now turned to a violent one where they have blocked the main railway. They place sticks, they place rocks and all on the train track, and they didn't stop there, but they also went out by letting fire closer to the track, and that prompted the intervention of the PSU guys for the Liberia National Police to get involved on Thursday. And it took some of them from the train track to give way to the train so that Asla Metal can be able to transport the iron ore to Buchanan. But following that, 5 of those protesters, they are also raised concern that they were allegedly brutalized by the PSU guy who went and declared them off the track. So as we speak, since a Thursday incident that became very, very severe, we have not heard anything so far, or we have not heard any new intervention strategy from the WHO company too, whose workers are stationing protests, continuous protests, ongoing protests, or we have not heard anything from the county administration headed by Superintendent Kai Johnson. We have not also heard anything again from the Ministry of Labor, whether they have new intervention plan to come in to ensure that the gas can stop. Because the gas have said that they are not going to stop protesting until their plans or their address, their plans can be addressed. So as we speak today, Friday is the 5th day of their ongoing protests around kilometer 10 area here in Grand Bassa County, and they are right on the main train track.
So how many workers are we talking about?
The guys are saying that they are around 800 in numbers. 800. That is 800 from both Nimba and Yekepa. Let's say from Nimba and Buchanan.
Wow. And I'm here thinking as it relates to 800 person insisting that they are owed by the company, and the company is on the other side saying that they don't owe them. So during the meeting with the commerce minister, was he able to establish as to whether it is true that the company really owe those people?
When Councillor Kuba had a meeting with them, Honorable Cooper Cry told the company mentioned that they didn't owe them. The guys brought their accounts, and the accounts were about 17 counts presented to the labor minister.
Okay.
And for the one or two conversations, the labor minister said that they were going to schedule another round of meeting to come again, at which time they were going to investigate the counts that they spare out. But the guys said that just talking alone will not make them feel satisfied because they want intervention. So until the labor ministry can get ready to investigate the accounts, they too will not allow the company, WBHO, to operate, or Aslam Meta that gave them the contract, they would also allow Aslam Meta to operate as well.
And at this point in time, I think it is very necessary that you have a speedy intervention so that you don't have it escalating, because a Salamenta need to operate, and those disenchanted workers need to have that benefit too as well.
Yeah, because the guys are saying that each of them is supposed to receive $390 US per month.
And how so 800 individual will just come and just lie and say that.
So that is each of them claiming to that the company owed them $3,900 US for 10 months. So that's a huge money.
So currently, what is the status of the entire protest?
What the protests, in fact, the gas have let fire. They are cooking near the truck. They are making water. In fact, they said some of their colleagues who came from Nimba County that came to Grand Bassa to join the protest, they do not have sleeping place, so they are even sleeping on the truck. They are there day and night, and they are doing things. And they have also threatened that if no intervention is made, they are going to set down the wood on the truck itself, so that the truck can be affected. Because in 2014. The very same day, BHO gas then again around compound 3 in Grand Bassa here, there was another round of protest in 2024 where the gas also set the truck ablaze and portion of the truck got cut off. And that protest was very intense. And later on, it drew Aslameta attention, and they all got involved and they were able to settle some of the gas areas. That's how the whole protest went cool. So this time around, the guys are threatening that they will continue the protest, and if no intervention is made, then they are going to now set the fire on the truck.
And aside from the commerce minister, has there been any intervention from some eminent of Grand Bassa County and even Nimba County, to your knowledge?
Well, so far so good. None of the Grand Bassa, no members of the Grand Bassa Lady Caucus have even said anything about this situation. Though the situation had drew the attention of the citizens in the county, because on different community radios here, the citizens are even making their input, and they are like, oh, the company should make sure to address the gas concern. If you intervene, we don't want problem in our county. Why is it that workers will always be station put against company in the county here, and all of that? So people are concerned, but the relevant authority, that is their leaders, lead lawmakers, they have not said anything about the situation so far.
And I think, as I said initially, this entire issue needs a speedy intervention, because you don't want things escalate. At this point in time, there need to be a dialogue to know who is saying the truth, because 800 individuals are saying that you owe them, and you on the other side, you are saying that you don't owe them. So it's a misunderstanding. So at this point in time, there need to be some dialogue, intervention, investigation to have this situation come to a rest.
Yeah, because 17 counts that I have, it left with the Ministry of Labor to come in now and launch a speedy investigation into the matter. All right. In fact, one of the things that the guys said, it prompted them, the second Councilor Cooper also told them that if they feel that their accounts are legitimate accounts, then they should also take the company to court. And mind you, the guys do not have the financial stability to take the company to court. And these are some of the reasons why they too said that they will continue to protest until their concerns can be addressed.
All right, King Brown. Well, we look at how that will play out, but we hope and pray that the issue there be resolved as it relates to dialogue and investigation, so that if the company owes those individuals, they can have that money, and if there need to be an investigation, a speedy investigation into the matter to have it resolved, I think that should be.
Yeah, sure, Emmanuel. Thank you so much.
All right, King Brown, thanks a lot for bringing it up to speed with those developments. We join you on next week for more emanating from Grand Bassa County.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. It was a pleasure joining you.
All right, so that's it. King Brown is there from Grand Bassa County. That's how we do it. We are having a conversation with our correspondent, as we go on. This is the Today Show, 26 minutes past 8 o'clock. Today is the 13th of June. The year is 2025, and we are here this morning to rumble you through today's edition of the program. We go to Nimba County to speak of our Nimba County correspondent as we go on. Remember to keep playing against *255*4#. *255*4#. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Let's go to Nimba County to speak with Victor Cooper, and later we go to Lofa County to speak with Jeremiah Dubber to know exactly what is going on in parts of Liberia. We'll go to Nimba County now to speak with Victor Cooper. Victor is our main day in Nimba County. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Play more than one time, play 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. With that, you stand a chance to have your number seated without a spot. When I'm doing the joy, if your number pops up as the winning number, trust me, you walk away with your cash immediately. So we encourage you to play, double up and play, increase the number of time you play, and then you stand a chance to win for yourself the cash. So we'll go to Nimba County to speak with our Nimba County correspondent, Victor Cooper. Good morning, Victor. How are you doing this morning? How's Nimba County?
So a pleasant good morning, Emmanuel. Good morning to you this morning, and good morning to our people. I'm doing better. I'm doing okay. I'm just going my hair this morning.
Okay, thank God. So let's go straight into it. What's the latest from Nimba County this morning? What do we need to know about the latest from the county?
So before then, after all, there have been pending protests for the young people in Nimba County, more especially the Mempiema Administrative District in District number 8. They were pending a protest against Arsenal Mental to stage a protest yesterday on the 12th of this month. So we've told the protest have been postponed and also extended. But then before yesterday, the heavy downpour of rain affected several communities here in Nimba County as they look up to the disaster committee to also come on a rescue here in the county. So so far, these are things we need to go after this morning in the county.
So let's do it one at a time. Let's go to the protests. For what reason those individuals want to protest, and what was the cause for the protest to be postponed?
So the young people from District number 8, headed by one Zawulu Balika with other guys, they were already pending a protest to stage a protest against Arsenal Mental. According to them, there are too many breaches in their community, more especially those communities that are affected by Arsenal Mental. And Arsenal Mental themselves can use those breaches as time to pass in the nearby town to go sometimes Bijano when the train is already using the train track. So those breaches is being damaged for the past 6 months. It is not in good conditions. So Arsenal Mental, the idea they use this time around, they no longer use those route. So instead of them using the route now, they can use the ring they use for the train. They can use that same bearing on their pickup and use the train track to go now. They no longer use the route they were using before because the bridges are all damaged. So they see it like an embarrassment to them, and very so they see that once they feel they are not using those bridges, so they're not using the route again. So that's why they're getting on the quota. And so the young people of the training more decided to say, send in the Arsenal Mental were using the road, and they see that the bridge is destroyed and they're not passing with it now. What we do is we are the affected community going to stay a protest to call their attentions to the construction of the bridges. So before then, they are already been pending a protest before even the president can even comes, because they need to go up there for Arsenal to pay attention to affected community here in terms of hand pump, in terms of too many things they need in the community, even assistant to their schools, assistant to their clinic around here. So it was on their bad they needed to stay the protest. But then, according to them, they have received communication from the county senator Nyandi Tuayen to postpone or cancel the protest because he is very also advocating the same directions. So the leader cannot be advocating, then you get the young people on again protesting. So according to them this morning, they are listening to their leader. The protests have been cancelled for now, and they still look up to their leader for the next address as to how it relates to the counts they were counting against Arsenal Mental.
So have they spoken about the next plan of action if those issues are not addressed, if the intervention of the senator into the entire issue, no result, what would be the next course of action?
So they were giving 2 weeks ultimatum, but not directly to the senator, but to ArcelorMittal, even though they listened to the senator request, but they were not giving that ultimatum to the senator, but giving to ArcelorMittal that though they listen to that senator, he is their leader, but the fact is, in 2 weeks time, ArcelorMittal should be able to respond. But if they can't respond in 2 weeks time, they're still going to stay their protest. But according to that protest, it's going to be very risky and kind of more embarrassing because there will be no train leaving Jekipa to go Grand Bassa, and she will not leave Grand Bassa to come Jekipa because it is a train track they're going to block, and no one want to use that road to enter with a train in the county. They were very serious about it. Yesterday was to be the protest, but then God being God and also being able to listen to their leaders, they were able to cancel or postpone the protest for now.
With all of the mounting pressures on Salamenta as it relates to living up to that social corporate responsibility, mineral development agreement, and all of those things, I think it's about time Salamenta do better. Because every time in the news, Salamenta is not doing this, Salamenta is not doing that. They have signed up to this, they are not doing this, and all of those things. You know, as I will always say on this radio, with all of these things, as a corporation, you are not presenting yourself as a corporate citizen, so you will have these things happening if you are not responsible enough to live up to some of your agreements, and if not all, but the major ones. It's as a bad thing for you, and it doesn't give you a favorable climate to operate.
Emmanuel, some of these things, even though we listen to those analyses, but let also realize the fact that we also have our leaders here. These are people who should be taking responsibility of these things. But on the scene or behind the scene, these very people will sometimes go to ArcelorMittal behind the scene and collect little things. So tell me now, if those people who are to be the one advocating or pushing those things to ArcelorMittal offices, they are the one going behind the scene and taking little cent from those people. How do you expect ArcelorMittal themselves to also use their money to carry on those things that you're talking about, when you also have a leader to come in behind the scene and collecting something and carrying it? And moreover, those things were now also captured in a past agreement. It might not be friends too now, even though we agree ArcelorMittal is doing those things. But on the other hand, too, these things that were not captured in past agreement, how possible it is that you can just bring them to business when you know it were not agreement in your past agreement that you got went under. It were not captured. It were not something that you got agreed upon to do. So only because you want to do it because of humanitarian sake, no problem. But behind the scene too, everything we're talking, we have people too who can sometimes go behind the scene and step on it as young people push you on the side for it to happen. You got one people too who is behind the scene here, pressing every day. Oh, mama, you're saying to my office, I will do this. They think that's all to go to the community people. One people going for it every day behind the scenes. Don't tell me. How do you expect ArcelorMittal to come around and still build the community?
That's true. I understand how these things happen. But I think those who are representing the county should be in the best interest of the county rather than
in the best interest of the people.
That's true. So let's get to the next development. We're hoping that Senator Yantoine intervention will yield to a result. So let's get to the next development there in the county.
The issue of flood, Emmanuel, is now hitting Nimba County. Usually, it can begin with Ganta. Whenever we approach a rainy season, Ganta will always be affected by flood here in Ganta. A recent day before yesterday, there was a heavy downpour of rain, and that rain continued up to yesterday morning. And later we know that other communities were affected here in Ganta. Such community is the Blankbo community. There's a water, a little creek here. You saw not cross it before entering Morovia parking. That place usually can go over flooded. As I came down here, where it took over the entire GT bank here, the entire Morovia parking was filled with water here. But this time around, it affected too many houses in our community. Where yesterday we told some portion of the house, other house got broken down completely, while the owner of the house right now is struggling and now homeless and calling on other people for rescue. Similar thing that happened also in the same Ganlu community, again, very close to St. John. Usually when there is a downpour of rain or such, they will always experience a kind of a saga. And we also look up to the government EPA to sometimes see direction as to how we can locate those water around those places, because this come around the real season as the way it started. If it just continue like this, the people in Ganlu will not have place this come around, because very early in June, for our people to start complaining from flood. Tell me if we get in September, October around here, what's going to happen next? So that's how it looks so far here in Gauta, and we still look up to the EPA and all of the disaster community to come on and rescue those people.
And I think that would be a very good thing. But moreover, are you guys there? Those of you who are on the radio stations, are you bringing some form of information as relates to people building on the wetlands, people blocking off the waterways, and all of those things? Because these are things that we are on here in Monserrado County. Are you guys doing
These
that?
are sensitization that will carry on daily. But mind you, our people will always have the perceptions that these things come once a year. So once they come once a year, they always believe that, oh, that be here, that reason, I want year something. So no one care. But at the end of the day, they are the one affected. But on the overall, those of who sell land, so they are the one to be blamed. And even the land survey themselves, if you kind of survey a piece of land, they will pay you to do that survey. But they go and tell the people that they place is in a right way for racism are going to be embarrassing those people in time to come. But everyone here will close their mobile at the end of the day, collect the money from the buyer, and you buy that land, build a house there, and in the future, turn now you begin embarrassed with the whole process as the way other people are experiencing it today here in Ghana. So this thing has time to also look up to people who sell the land. Even you, a person who is also buying the land, look at the future and the future embarrassment for that place that you're buying is also a problem.
That's true, and I think it is a general effort by everyone to help to prop into those issues. But as we talk about it, how many people are you talking about in terms of?
So for the Blanco community, 2 houses were fully affected. Where the entire South Africa got broken down in the water yesterday. Where we look up to maybe people to come around and assist, but people in the gang, though they are affected, but their house was not broken down. Even though in the future time we look up to something like that, because if the water can come around the window level or foundation level, just mean in the future time there will be serious embarrassment for those people. Even though the water is not dry a little bit, but I'm just anticipating that in the future time there will be embarrassment for some of them. But people around the Blanco, 2 houses were affected there yesterday, and we've told right now they are homeless. They are in our neighbor houses in a part of the community.
All right, thanks a lot for updating us with those reports, Victor Cooper from Nimba County. We have to join you next week.
It's a pleasure, Emmanuel. Thank you.
Okay, Victor Cooper is our man there in Nimba County, bringing it up to speed. The issue of protests and the issue of flood in parts of Nimba County. Remember, during the course of time on this platform, we enlighten people about the issue of flood. These are things we will talk about shortly when we have the commissioner of Congo Town here at 9 o'clock. The issue of people building on wetlands and all of those things. These are areas that have been prohibited. People shouldn't go on and build in those places, but things go on. People are still doing those things. What is the government doing about some of those things in terms of implementing the laws? You can have all of those writing things on the book, but lack of implementation, you will have people still doing the otherwise, in which, of course, it is at their own detriment, and it suffers others as well, those who are living in other areas, because if the area gets flooded, you have water spreading, going all over, and people property will be destroyed and other things. But as we go on, we are here this morning. It is actually 21 minutes up to 9 o'clock. Yes, 21 minutes up to 9 o'clock. We are here this morning. We talk a little bit straight after 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we have our guest in studio. Commissioner Edward Lahai of the Congo Town township, going to be here very shortly as we talk a little bit about some of those things that matter to the township. We're going to talk much more and make some analysis of some of those things. So we are here this morning. Keep playing *255 *4#, *255 *4#. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. We have 25,000 on the stand here for you this morning. We have 10,000 Liberian dollars on the stand here for you this morning. We have 50,000 as well as 100,000 on the stand here for you this morning. So the more you play, the better your chances of winning. We encourage you to play more than one time. Play 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, because we are out for the weekend. The weekend, you have lots of things happening. You need to visit your friends, your family. You need to have for yourself a stress-free time and all of those things. So you need to have some cash in your pocket. So we are here to give you some money as you go on and play the game. And to play the game, you have to be a Lone Star Cell subscriber. Yes, you have to subscribe with Lone Star Cell. And then you have the minimum of 100 Liberian dollars on your phone, or 50 cent USD that qualifies you to play the game and win for yourself some cash. So the more you play, the better your chances of winning. *255*4#. *255*4#. Yesterday we gave out cash to a couple of our winners, and we are here again this morning to give out cash to our winners. So you cannot just listen to the radio and get the information. You have other benefits along the way. You have financial benefit, get some cash in your pocket, and then you move on. So that's it. We are here. My name is Emmanuel Palen David. I'm alongside my colleague Lorena Honoré. Together, we're going to run you through today's edition of the program. As I said initially, today's edition of the program promises to be a well-served, palatable breakfast for you this morning. And today is the 13th of June. The year is 2025. And I'm looking out for my birthday. My birthday is on the 17th of June, and I'm going to be kicking dust. I'll be kicking dust, real dust. Shannon behind me, if you play football again, I play basketball, I don't play football. Man can play basketball, so we're not playing no game. Yeah, we'll have to say a prayer for the celebrant, and then we do other things. No football game. We'll say a prayer. Probably we'll fast and pray the entire day. Compulsory fast. So that's it, folks. It is actually 18 minutes up to 9 o'clock, and we are here this morning. Giving cash out to our folks. Let's take a very short break to do some adjustment. We'll come back. We join Lorena Honoré as we together run you through the final lap of the program, the Today Show on Spoon 107.5 FM. Thanks a lot for always following. Let's take a break. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to the show. And we say welcome back to the show. But I'm here alongside my colleague Lorena Honoré. Together we are here.
Good morning, Emmanuel. Good morning to our peace and loving Liberians. We are glad to always be here to serve you palatable breakfast, as Emmanuel said.
Yeah.
The Congo ball, the civilized Congo ball. Anyway, they say all Congo people civilized, eh? You sure?
Yeah, you guys are Congo Bassa, man.
So,
I haven't seen Congo Kyiv, man.
I know.
I've seen Congo Bassa. You have some Congo Pella, man.
Yeah, maybe Kyiv prefer to be with a regular native.
Yeah, they were not with the Congo people when they came. They were far away, way down. The settlers, they didn't go on that side.
Yeah.
They were there doing their own thing by themselves, eating their sogolo.
They were independent, which is good. All right, so let me say good morning to you, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. We welcome you to our show, the Today Show. We are here every morning to make sure you get information circulating in Liberia. We even go outside of Montserrat, to our correspondents, bringing you happenings. And every time there's one, all the challenges from the concession areas. You heard what Victor Cooper reported where it concerns ArcelorMittal. Our people are complaining. They say things are not right. Emmanuel, it baffles me to see that people are complaining about hand pumps.
Hand pumps.
People are taking hundreds of millions of dollars
in the 21st century.
from your land, and you are talking about hand pumps. Hand pump? Hand pump should be
latrine.
I mean, the community chair should construct a hand pump, not concession, not people, not investors. That's talking minerals from your country. We're talking about universities. We're talking about you having banks in your country. We're talking about hand pump. We're talking about hospitals, not clinics. We are talking about schools, institutions.
Yeah.
That is how much money that is being sucked out of your area, your district. You are talking about hand pumps. But who am I? I'm just an informant here to provide a platform. So, those that are in charge, they are in charge. They will decide if the people benefit or they don't benefit. We'll just continue to add our voices to the many voices that are concerned, because some of us have been outside of Liberia and we see what goes on there. We see right here in Africa, we see how citizens of the country benefit from investors coming into the country. In fact, before one concession is signed, you will sweat. You will sweat. Maybe that's why everybody, or most of them, are coming to Liberia, because there's the easy part, there's the dump site, there's where you can get away and the people are treated like trash. Now, only in Liberia it can happen. I mean, it happens. I mean, almost at every sector. Even in the private sector, people are taking advantage of, people are used, and others benefit. It is just like that. They say monkey work, baboon draw. So then you can imagine if we are doing it to ourselves, why would it not happen from with the foreigners? Certain people go and benefit, they don't get for free care about the rest of the people. That is it in Liberia. You just know when it's time to move on and move forward. So our people there, they will continue to do the protest. You heard the labor minister. He said, I say, you'll take the people to court. Where are they taking the money from to take them to court?
In Bassa.
It is just a closed case, They don't have the money. They are even protesting for the money. You say they should take them to court. Where are they taking the money from? To pay for legal representation?
It sounds interesting.
Yes. Can you imagine the boy telling to go to court, taking a multi-billion-dollar company to court? When you are saying you even get $500 to pay children's school fees, how are you going to take the people to court? So this too is Liberia. This is what happens here. We don't know when it will ever change, when it will ever, because like I will always say, the president of Liberia will not be everywhere at the same time. So that is why people were, elected, nominated, appointed. You understand? So if your people don't care about you, they don't care about you. You won't benefit. You continue to do the protest. You get tired. In fact, your own Liberia National Police will come and teach you how to protest. When they put you in order, you will not protest again. So, I mean, it's just the truth. It's the fact, Emmanuel. We can't do anything. You will not be lawless. No matter how much pain you feel, you can't do anything. The power is not in your hands. This is Liberia. But I will only say to my people, look, put God first and think about yourself too, because he's the only one that wouldn't use you for free.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I can tell people the day they say Lorena ain't get a job, Lorena still got a job. Because I will wake up every morning and go evangelize.
Oh, yes.
Emmanuel, I
like that.
My lecture alone, I'm feeling telling you about how we kind of think I give and share my testimonies alone. You won't follow. My car key that air can be swinging my head. I said I went to that chair, I was riding back. You will follow me. And with the fact that you follow me, my blessings are there. No cheating from God. You know what I'm saying? So I can just tell you, like, you just need to know, because nobody doing it for you. Hey. When I'm swinging there, we don't know that she wrote back. She used to ride back, now she get khaki. God can do it for me. I can tell her, God can even do it better for you.
Oh, yeah.
More than me.
That's true.
Yeah,
I can always tell my people, I say, my God can wear ginger.
Yeah, my saying, come and argue about benefits or why, and I enjoying it, and it will come favor from all over. Like he will just do it. That he is so fair, But it's unfair to our people, especially the concession areas. It's not right, People are struggling. People, I mean, Liberia, yeah. Emmanuel, I tell you.
Asylum may not be responsible enough to now. Let's stop it also. Yeah. The people have that bridge. You used to use the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sport now. You help the sport to destroy that bridge.
And then you have the bridge damage. Why can you help?
You said no, man. I'm done with it, please.
If you don't want to do it, when you do collective effort, we'll provide the material, but we'll provide the manpower. Let's fix the bridge. It sounds enough. If you don't want to do it, well, you just backed up and you see another alternative route.
When I want sport too,
but the people fix the bridge and they can't use it.
No, they started using when it's spoiled.
Yeah, then we'll
know. Find another route.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but this too is Liberia. I want to welcome all of you, our viewers, our listeners. You are live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV. You are live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1 FM. Emmanuel is giving a lot of cash today. The weekend is here. Make yourself some money. You know, save, invest, and make some money. Upload your mobile money wallet. Yeah, Emmanuel, how much are you giving out this morning?
I'm giving out 10,000. 25,000, 15,000, and 100,000 this morning.
Can you imagine? So,
and also we're going to be beefing up some folks' account with 4,000 as well. So the system is opened up to 8 o'clock p.m. today. So you have time to play. You can play now. You play, continue to play. Who knows? The system is just going.
Yep.
It's just running through. So playing now give you the opportunity to win for yourself some cash.
And plenty of people will get money. But then
getting some cash this morning.
And then at 9 o'clock, it's about time we bring in a guest. It's been months since we have had people on the show. And it's important, I always say to our people, my people, prevention is better than cure. I've been hearing this since I was a child. But I noticed that most Liberians prefer the cure to the prevention.
Yeah, sure.
Now that the rain is here, the weather is here. And there will be heavy rain, Emmanuel.
Yes, so according to the National Disaster Management, I have it right here, and we'll talk about that. It said the rainy season in Liberia is generally running from May to October, with the highest rainfall concentrated in 4 months. For this year, 2025, the peak of the rainy season in Liberia is expected to run from June to September. This period is expected to see the higher rainfall throughout the year, with June and September averaging in the excess of 1,000 millimeter, and July and August averaging in the excess of 800 millimeter in Monrovia, according to the World Bank. This is on the page of the National Disaster Management, and approximately the National Disaster Management is looking forward seeing about 60,000 inhabitants of lowland, coastal, and flooding areas to be affected by this high rainfall this year.
Well, good thing we're going to be having the Commissioner of Congo Town, Edward Laha, in our studio in the next 6 minutes, and he's going to be talking about environmental issues affecting Congo Town. If Congo Town is affected, we are affected.
Yeah, sure.
District 10 is affected, one way or the other. And so it is important for us to have him here to talk about Congo Town. And so we want you to listen, especially if you live in this Congo Town environment. We talk to people, stop building on the waterway. They say the right of way, the waterway, and there was a group that kept calling us from the highway saying that people were building on the right of way, the waterway. They wanted Spoon TV to go there, but at the end of the day, they say, they talk to the commissioner. The commissioner is not paying attention, like we say. I'm not accusing that commissioner, but when the commissioner finished putting his load of money in his back pocket, it's a done deal. He's gone.
I'm telling you.
So you see the back pocket thick, you will talk tired. In fact, the commissioner might even pick point few members in the group and say low. That $100 our people $100, especially the bill itself. And take a few minutes, you better go sit down. Story end. That is it. The people ride on the sentiment of the people, they ride on the struggles and the poverty and the ignorance of the people, and they use the people, and nothing comes out of it. The future generation cannot even depend on the present generation.
I'm telling you.
This is Liberia.
So, Lorena, just to bring this out, because we don't have much time, we have 5 minutes to 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm reading through the New Dawn newspaper, and it says, Capital Arson case
today.
Verdict due today. And today, the Moreover City Court decides whether charges brought against 5 members of the House of Representatives, including former Speaker J. Fonati Kofa, have merit under the law for prosecution in court. So today, the Moreover City Court will decide as to whether the case will go to Criminal Code A or it will be thrown out. So the highly watched Capitol building arson case involving former Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Kofa and 4 sitting lawmakers have reached a pivotal stage, with the Moreover City Court expected to rule today whether to dismiss the charges or refer the matter to Criminal Code A for a full trial. The case stemmed from everybody know how it happened and blah, 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 blah. So now to go further, today the city court will decide based on evidence brought to that court to say as to whether this evidence worth to go further with the case or we will dismiss everything. So that is the place where we are in terms of this entire issue surrounding the arson attack on the Capitol building and those accused.
Yeah, and the evidences have been argued by defense counsels, including J. Fonati Kofa himself, being one of his own lawyers. He knows the law. And so we look forward to, what is going to happen. Of course, Spoon is going to be there to bring you all of the happenings. I have this story. It says Bassa orders, that's President Joseph Bassa, from the Liberian investigator. See, President Joseph Newman Bassa Senior orders performance bonds for officials, warns of dismissals over poor results. Again, I'll read that. President Bassa orders performance bonds for officials. You're going to get bonds. You understand? If you are performing well, but warns of dismissals over poor results. They see when we go to school. When you do well, you get your good grade. So now you get the promotion. In fact, you even get gifts. You get on the principal list. But if your result is poor, sometimes they can even expel you because of the tire. They say, you're on the brain. Then I try. They think it ain't done. You won't yet. So he warns of dismissals over poor results. President Joseph Newman Bassa has ordered all public officials to sign performance accountability and restoring public trust in government. Public office is not a place of privilege, but of service. Bassa declared on Thursday. Those unwilling or unable to meet targets will be shown the door. The door will be open. Get out, get lost. The announcement was made during the 2025 performance contracts and recognition ceremony held at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town. And I see photos of almost all of our ministers holding their awards. Okay. So the announcement, it was made. The directive is part of Bassa's ongoing push for performance-based leadership across all government institutions. Under the new policy, each official will be evaluated based on measurable goals outlined in their ministry's or agency's performance contract. Bassa said the system is intended to combat what he called chronic entities and institutions for outstanding performance in the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Recognition was based on metrics such as service delivery, operational efficiency, innovation, and alignment with national development priorities. That concludes on the dailies today on the Today Show. Again, we say good morning. We told you earlier that we're going to have the commissioner of Congo Town in presence of Edward Laha. Did I get it right, Emmanuel?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, he's going to be talking about the environmental issues affecting Congo Township. You and I, we are interested, and we want to make sure that our own environment are safe. So let us usher him in. If you are there, we are here. We'll take a short commercial break as we get our guests on board.
All right, so we'll take a very short break. We'll be back shortly. Keep following. Right. But listen to, did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win. But listen to, did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win. But listen to, did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me.
as long as we're in as long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win. But listen to, did you hear the press conference?
I tell you that today's show right here on Spoon 107.5 FM, we told you we were going to have Commissioner Edward Laha in studio to talk to us about the township of Congo Town, and he is already seated. So let's get him there. All right, so we're going to get him through. This is our township. This is where we work, and it's in District 10, and that's why we have commissioners. And once the commissioners are here, they are going to tell us about their own township. We are glad that he is even concerned about his township, about his job, about the people he represents, and that is the reason why he is here. So let's welcome him to studio quickly. I'm here with my colleague, Emmanuel David. He's not on camera, but he is here. All right, so Emmanuel, what's up? What's up again?
Yes, I'm good. I'm not on camera, but I'm here.
Why is that? I'm not on camera. Commissioner Laha, we welcome you to Spoon Studio.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here. You know, Spoon FM is one of the biggest media platforms in the Republic of Liberia, and it's situated within the township that I preside over as the commissioner. And this is my first appearance. It can always and only be a joy to be here.
Wow, it's only fair that you appear on the biggest network that is in your own constituency.
Definitely. And it's a pleasure being here.
All right, now we see you are here. You are concerned about the environmental issues affecting your township.
Definitely.
Why now? Why you decided now that you have to come out to talk about it?
Yeah, because quite recently, over a month ago, we launched a community engagement to create awareness for the issue of the prevention or reduction of flooding within the township. Because last year we experienced some flooding, and last year the rain wasn't very heavy. And during the period last year, the September 21, there was a massive flood within the township that affected over 12 to 15 communities. And on the day of that flood, it was September 21 of last year, and I decided to take some tour to see those places. What I noticed was that a lot of these communities, their drainages and their waterways have not been touched for years. And so because of that, there was not a free flow of water in the drainage line, in the various communities, on the main street. So it caused flooding. That flooding damaged properties, it damaged businesses and all of that. So we cannot allow similar mistakes to be repeated year over year. It undermines the essence for which we serve in the position for which we are. So based on that, we decided to take some proactive steps. And that is to engage the community, create awareness, make sure that they understand that this year, the statistics and the forecast for the rain is that the rain will be more than last year. And if we don't clean our drainages and open the various waterways in the community on the main street, the community will be affected by flood, and the government will not be able to respond to all of the flood victims within the Republic of Liberia. And the purpose of the decentralization of the country for which we serve as local government officials is for the government to have a person mediating between the people and central government. So in our position, we have to be very proactive to engage the community so that some of those issues that affect them, we can solve it at the community level. Because the people participation in government is very important. If we run the government without the people participation, sometimes it can cause constraint for the government. We cannot wait for central government to come and clean our drainages in the community. So quite recently, we engaged the various community. We started the engagement. We have been to over 7 or 8 of those communities in the township, and we continue the engagement every weekend. We are passing this information on and creating this awareness and mobilizing the young people that this year the rain will be heavy. Communities need to start getting involved with cleaning their drainages and opening the waterway. And some of the community we have visited, they have already started taking action. And some of the community we have not also gone to, who have gotten the information, they are already started taking, action as well.
All right.
The message we want to send is that other communities that are within the township and beyond, because this is not only about Congo Town, because flooding in Liberia, it happens everywhere. So this is not only about Congo Town. We want to send this message out to community leaders, residents. You need to support your community, the young people, mobilize yourself, clean the drainages. If the water comes, it will affect you more because you live there. So that is the awareness we are creating, and we'll continue to do so in the course of the rainy season. It will not solve the problem 100%, but it will help to minimize flooding within the township and around.
All right. So then we see you are already creating the awareness.
Definitely.
All right. That's a good thing. I'm also a resident, if I would say, close to Congo Town. And yeah, we have Spoon in Congo Town. But you are telling us now, so we know that we need to, mobilize, as you said, ourselves, because if it affects this environment, it affects Spoon as well, because this is where we sit. And we want to be able to come to work. We want businesses to be able to come into our compound, and not a flooded place that people will just sit indoor and say, me, I can't come out to do business. So we see that you have that interest where it comes to the environment as a commissioner, which is a good thing. We say kudos to you, kudos to your office. Now let's talk about some of your awareness to reduce new users of illicit drugs in this country, especially in your own area, which is Congo Town. Every day we wake up, we see there are new users of drugs. So tell us, what are your plans? Even though, yes, we know you are concerned about the environment, you are calling on people, Lord, clean your waterways, because if not, it will affect you. The wind is going to be super heavy. It was last year. It's going to be heavier this year. It is up to you to mobilize. Before we come to the illicit drugs users, let's talk about your style of engagement when it comes to the community, when it comes to the chairman, and how they have been, responding. Yes, you have engaged some, but not yet all. How soon? Before we come to the illicit drugs now, I want to conclude on it. How soon can we see that you have engaged all the communities within Congo Town?
All right, so we have a very good relationship with our community leadership in Congo Town. And before we started the community,
how many leaderships in Congo Town?
There are over 42 communities here.
And how many have you? Yeah, how many have you engaged already?
Okay, so what we did was that before we started the community engagement, we called all of the community chairpersons to a general meeting.
All 42?
Yes.
Were there any female amongst them?
Yes, there are a lot of females coming into leadership now because some communities have been having elections. A lot of females are coming in, right? So in fact, let me inform the public that for the first time in the history of Congo Town, we have a female as our council chairperson.
Okay.
Yeah, for the first time in the history of Congo Town. So we engage all of the community leaders and pass this information on to them. Now, the next step of it is that we have to go to the community so that community dwellers too can also see a need to get involved. Because sometimes when the chairman here and the chairman go there, some people will take it serious, some people will not take it serious. So if I'm going into your community as the commissioner with your chairman and we're providing this information to you, it will create more attention and people will start to take some action. So after engaging all of the chairpersons, now we are moving into the community now. So we are going there to interact with the people. For this one, we are making sure that this interaction trickle down mainly to the young people. So last Sunday, we had a meeting with the District Youth Council. Okay. That body consists of all of the young leaders in the township. And we also pass this information on to them. Now, the purpose of us going to the community is to make sure that this message goes even far beyond the chairperson. You have to go to the women, the young people, everybody that get the information. Because without them receiving the information, sometimes they will overlook the ring. From the early stages, some of the community already started getting flooded. People have already started coming to me with complaint that their fences have started falling, right? Somebody came to me yesterday and said somebody knocked their fence with a hammer and fell down. I said, no. I sent my people there. There is a big water line coming through the fence. So when the water comes with force, it will throw the fence down. So this is just the beginning. In the heat of the rainy season, it will intensify. We cannot solve the problem 100%, but if we take some proactive steps, it will reduce the situation, and then we can be able to manage it at that level.
Yes, so I'm a little concerned, Mr. Laha, as it relates to the issue of flooding, and the township of Congo Town, it has beaches along the way. and you cannot root out the issue of the sea coming on to the land. So I'm more concerned about what is your engagement with those folks who have businesses on the coastal way, and moreover, the issue of folks building on the wetlands. What are you doing in terms of people violating some of those rules and regulations that has to do with people building on the wetlands?
Okay, so quite recently, I did a tour on all of the beaches within Congo Town.
Okay.
There are some strange things that we uncover during our visitation.
Okay.
Right? Some people will take the beach for business purpose, and then they will turn the thing around for negative reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody go to Morovia, wherever they obtain a beach operational permit. Currently now we have the authority to give these permits, so it will regulate a little more manageable manner, right? So they take the beach. A lot of those beaches that we visited, they will harbor students during school hours. So you go to the beach during school hours, you see these students on the beach, and then there was some group of students that I interacted with, and they said on a weekday, they said on the beach during school hours, they said they go celebrate birthday. So I celebrating birthday, I said I'll go back to school. So there are other people too also who are harboring drug peddlers and drug users on the beach, creating harm for the community. So after that engagement, we draft a regulation for the beaches within Congo Town. Currently, the council is reviewing that regulation, and they will approve it because it is in the interest of the people. And when that regulation is approved, then we can now enforce it. Because there are a lot of, take for example, the beach is not a place for people to put permanent structures. So some people go and put permanent structures on the beach. And those structures are there. Some people are even claiming ownership to the government property. So what we are doing is to make sure, first of all, we have to create awareness. After the awareness, we will go back there again to make sure that some of these regulations can be read out to them and make them to understand there are certain things they can do on the beach. Sanitary issue. Also, there are some people who are running beaches. They take the dirt, they bury it in the sand. Some of them putting the dirt right on the beach. No. So we put a stop to that. And we told all of those who are operating beaches in Congo Town that you have to register with the waste management group to properly collect and dispose of your waste. So there are some proactive steps that we are taking, but the regulation will give us more enforcement authority so that we can be able to manage some of the situation on various beaches in Congo Town. On the issue of the wetland, the president passed an executive order number 143 for the preservation of the wetland. That task force was set up as a local government structure. We are also a member of that task force. Quite recently, the EPA did some demolition along the boulevard and other places. Right now, what we are trying to do is to make sure that there are not more new construction in the wetland. There will always be people violating. So even during the community tour, sometimes we go to the community, we inspect the wetland. It will surprise you to know that some of the community, they are using waste to fill in the wetland. So when you go to the community, you will see a part of the community filled with dirt. Right? There was a community that I went to. I sat in our community, and the place we were having a meeting, the flowers were with us until we left. Because the dirt is in the community. They are using the dirt to fill the wetland. So we consulted as a community and we told them, you cannot use the wetland to store dirt. It's a violation of the environmental protection law, and it's also a violation of the president's executive order. So we are calling on community leaders. Nobody should fill in the wetland. If you see anybody filling in the wetland, you communicate with us, we'll communicate with the EPA so we can take some action to curtail it. Also, some of the issue we're discussing around flooding is also attached to the wetland. Because if you build in a swamp, you tell the water say move from here, and the water is supposed to be there. These things are natural. So if the rain fall and the swamp get filled and the water is supposed to be to the place you build your house, the water will come there and will even pass by you and go to other people. So you building in the swamp, you're not only disturbing yourself during the rainy season, you are also disturbing other people. So we are mobilizing the community and informing them to not allow anybody to carry dirt in the swamp, to fill in the swamp, and they should not construct in the swamp. Because if they do that, it will be a violation, and those who will be caught we'll try to take some punitive action against them so that we can curtail the situation.
Those who have already built in a swamp, what are you going to do with them?
So they at the level of the EPA, there are conversations going on, there are engagements going on. Over time, there will be some decisions taken to curtail that situation, but gradually the government is trying to handle it.
Who owns the swampland?
It's for the government of Liberia.
So how do people own it then again from government and start to build it?
You will always have people violating laws. If we never had laws, just imagine how the world would be very, very disorganized and disturbed. Even with the laws, people will always violate. So if you tell people don't build in a swamp, they will build in a swamp. You tell people don't steal, they will go steal. So there will always be people violating. What we need to do is to intensify enforcement. We need to keep our eyes on these places. So sometimes, even though the township is understaffed, but we put our men in the field, they go to check some of these communities. When they see people carry on construction, they stop it. These are small ways that we can make some contribution in managing the encroachment on the wetland. Because, you know, Congo Town is endowed with the wetland. And we have seen massive encroachment on the wetland over the years. So with some of the laws that are on the book and the president executive order and some of the action the EPA is trying to put together, we understand that over time we'll be able to manage this situation gradually.
Let's come to the illicit drugs users here in your commission area.
Yeah.
What are you doing, to curtail, to, reduce it? Because most of the communities, and I'm not just talking about Congo Town, but right here in Monserrato. I don't know about us in Monserrato, but every day there is a new ghetto constructed. In that, they might not put down a building, but their gathering alone is a ghetto. What are you doing as a commissioner to reduce this?
First of all, as a commissioner, the government have declared drugs a public enemy by a proclamation, by the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nimba.
Yeah.
By that proclamation, all government officials and all citizens in the Republic of Liberia are under obligation to make sure that we tackle the issue of illicit drug use. Now, as a township, we decided to get involved with this whole drugs thing from a different angle. One of the things that we noticed during our assessment is that a lot of the young people taking drugs, there have not been any point in time before they took their first drug. Nobody told them about the effect of drugs. A lot of the young people. Currently, 20% of the population of the young people in this country are taking in illicit drugs. 20%. So 2 out of every 10 young men or women are taking drugs in the Republic of Liberia. This number is massively increasing. So what we decided to do, first of all, is to create information sharing on the effect of illicit drugs. Because we believe if we provide more information to these young people, it will deter them from getting involved with the use and the abuse of drugs, and then it will reduce new users. While we are reducing new users, then we can also tackle those who are already affected by drugs use. Yeah. Now, what we did was that we launched a program to share information in the schools and the community. So we brought students, community leaders, we brought them together in the Jones Academy. There were close to 400 of them, and we launched this awareness. And this awareness, we are taking it to the community, we are taking it to the schools, we are making sure to provide more information. But also, as communities, we have to start taking responsibility. We in the community, you see somebody selling drugs, we know the man selling drugs, but that man are our friend. Our children going there, we seeing it. We allowing the men to damage our children in the community only because maybe that my daughter own a boyfriend there. So we are shielding these people because of our connection with them, and they are damaging the community gradually. So part of the mobilization we are doing is to inform the community that you cannot keep these people in your environment because they are damaging your children. And they are even damaging you, because if your child is damaged, it will have a mental effect on you as a parent. So communities now have to start taking some action. Now, the fear is that when we go to the people and say, oh, you're not selling drugs yet, then they will come after us, right? Yeah. Quite recently, based on our engagement, over 100 community members around Chuba and Gator marched to one of the drug hubs that were hosting over 300 drug users and ran them out of that place. Told them not to be there. That place was disturbed, broken down, and currently the community is checking on that place daily. And they are not there. Right? They're somewhere else. These people don't like for people to have attention on them. They don't like noise. Right? So once the community start to alarm, generally, one man talking, then the other man say, me, my hand out there. No. The community generally have to alarm. And then the government enforcement arm also have to get involved and make sure that these people leave the community. Because sometimes the community too can be disappointed. You complain to people come, they arrest them, the next 2 minutes you see them coming in the community. So that's the fear of the community dwellers, right? And I like that the government is now taking action to reform the DEA, because sometimes some of the officers there, they are not professional to the level where they will arrest people and make sure they are prosecuted. Because the purpose is that if we cannot tackle those who are selling and bringing in the drugs, the people who are affected are victims. You understand? So you go arrest a man who they're selling the tea to, and the man who's selling the tea stay there. You're not solving the problem. I'm telling you, you're not solving the problem. So we need to tackle this problem from those who are bringing it in to those who are selling it. These people who are taking it, they are all victims. We have to pay attention to them as well. So protecting them will mean we have to pay more attention that more drugs don't come in the country. Those who are selling it, when we catch them, we have to make sure they are penalized. We have to take some action. And I like that quite recently, there is some increase in arrest for those who are bringing in drugs and selling drugs. What we are trying to say is that those arrests should be taken to the court. Some of those people should be prosecuted on our jurisdiction. If they are found guilty, they should be penalized so that we can serve a deterrent to would-be violators who are damaging our country. Because if all of the young people are damaging this country, the generation we're trying to protect to take over the country, how will they manage this country? So that means the next generation that's supposed to manage this country, they are dying by the day by the use of drugs. Because sometimes you see these young people, they are suspended on the street. You see them like they're coming forward, but they're not funny. They're there for hours. Some of them got so on their feet. How can that man be the holder of the future of this country? So to maintain the future of this country, we need to go for these young people. We need to maintain them. We have to make sure they are managed. So we are encouraging the community to get involved in the fight against drugs. We are making sure that the information sharing go to the community and the schools so that we don't have more new users. So those who have not started taking drugs, we are sending this message out to you. Don't touch it. Don't taste it. Don't smell it. Because these are attempts that will cut your attention to it. Don't allow anybody tell you say opinion and make you eat that lie. The day you want to eat and you don't tell them to give you more food. You won't have to take opinion to eat, So we are making sure this information goes to the community and the school. And the young people need this information because they are affected even more.
And Mr. Laha, you've spoken a lot about the issue of cropping drugs in the Congo Town township. I'm more concerned about community dwellers in alignment with your thoughts, and moreover, what are you doing to ensure that safety in terms of pointing out some of those ghettos? Are you working along with the LDEA? What are some of those things are you doing to have them protected in being a whistleblower?
So to increase security in various communities in the township, we have had 2 meetings with the Liberia National Police. In those meetings, all community chairpersons were present. The message we are sending to them is that we have to enhance the effort of the Liberia National Police, because sometimes we got some issues in the community. We call in the police. Sometimes before they come, the situation is already out of hand, right? Before we used to have something they call watch team. All the community not forgetting about our whole watch team business. So it was transformed into the community watch forum. Now we work along with the Liberia National Police and the community leadership, encouraging communities to start to set up their various community watch forum. Those who will be recruited to serve on those teams, they will be vetted by the Liberia National Police. After vetting them, they will provide some training for them. After their training, then they will be commissioned to provide some level of protection for the community in collaboration with the Liberia National Police. If you have that in place in all of the community, it will reduce fear. It will also help to reduce crime. Even the issue of drugs we're talking about. If you get about 30, 40 men on your watch team, on your watch forum, and there is this road that the people can use every evening to go to the place, they can go to that team and just say, okay, every 4 o'clock will be here, nobody enter from this side. And when the men are getting customer, what you do, you find new place to carry your business. So the purpose of the watch forum is to help to enhance security in the township and to help the community as well. So these are some steps that we are taking to enhance security. And the Liberia National Police, the detachment in Congo Town, they have been very supportive. And every time we call on them, they are there. The community service division, they are always in our community meetings. So we believe that this collaboration will help if the community also avail themselves to help. Because the purpose is that we have to do this together. Government is not about those who are holding the positions. You understand? It's also about you, the people. Because without you, there will be no government. That's why they say this government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. If the people are not involved, then there is no government. So we are also carrying out this awareness to increase citizen participation. Because the purpose of the decentralization is to increase citizen participation. If the citizens are not participating in the implementation of government programs and policy, then there is a problem. So we are creating our awareness, and over time, we believe that this will get better because there have been a lot of engagement with the community, and we can see their participation in a lot of these activities.
Let's come back to the disposal of waste. All right. We let all of your, everything you are putting in place to implement actions to make sure everything goes on well when it comes to the community, engaging the community. Yeah, you are talking about, vigilante team. Isn't that how we used to call it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So it is very important. It's going to help save people from taking drugs from new, constructed to ghettos being erected within your commission, your area, which is Congo Town. Now, our Liberian people are coming back to the disposal of waste. Besides burning dirt, sir, another thing we do is we just throw it into the sea. We just carry it right into the sea. And according to the Environmental Protection Day celebrated in June last week, they talked about plastic pollution. I don't know what kind of awareness you are creating, to people in your own commission area here, Congo Town, including the marketplaces. People that are selling here. There are other people, there are residents here, and there are people that just come here to do business. So they don't care about those who live in there because that is not a living area. Some of them, part of that, take it straight to the sea, forgetting that there is another group of species living there. I want to know what kind of awareness you are creating when it comes to the disposal of waste in Congo Town.
So when I took over as the commissioner of Congo Town, I visited all of the markets in Congo Town. And during those visits, I noticed that there was stockpile of waste within the market, not out of the market, within. There was a market that I visited on the Oro. The people who were selling in that market was standing and selling in the day. So what we did was that we engaged the heads of those markets, and we put in a system where they have to remove the waste that was there already. So we work along with them. We provided a team to work with them. And the dirt that was in our market was removed for 7 days.
What?
Yes. On the Oro, those petty traders you see selling along the sidewalk there, they sell right over the drainage. That drainage they sell in, they also use it for waste disposal. So there was stockpile of waste in our drainage for years. We also put our team together, we moved there, and we removed all the dirt from in the drainage, and we cleared it. We stayed there up to 2 o'clock at night to make sure the dirt also was properly disposed of. Okay. Now, what we told them was that every Saturday, we have to make sure that these drainages are checked in. And every first Saturday, we have to clean the drainage because we have to maintain the drainage at a clean level. Because if that drainage is clogged, you will not even sell water. The water will come on the road. Right? So the marketers, after that, were able to remove them from the main route because some of them were even selling where the car is supposed to pass. So we removed them for them. They also created free passage for vehicles who's supposed to use that route. And then there was some orderliness when it comes to the positioning of petty traders. And all of the markets, almost all, if not all, right, are currently registered with a registered waste management group that is properly collecting and disposing of their waste. So the big market, 2 big markets on the Oro, they are registered with a waste management group that we are aware of. Yesterday, I was on the Peace Island, the market, that one, they were not even registered yet. So they had a lot of dirt around the market. So we also told them to register with a waste management group to properly collect and dispose of their waste. They cannot be keeping the dirt in the market, right? So we continuously working with all of the stakeholders, most especially those who
waste management groups.
Huh?
Do you work with waste management groups?
Definitely, there are some waste management groups that we are working with. So we are encouraging all businesses as well. So sometimes I go on a field, I do inspection to businesses who collecting your waste. If you don't have anybody, we make sure you get one. Because if all of the businesses and all of the big markets in Congo Town can register with a waste management group that will remove their waste regularly, it will reduce dirt in those selling places and those business areas. Yes, they are registered, groups that they have the right to dispose of the holding sites in Fiamma and other places. So they take the dirt straight there. So there are now people who will take the dirt and go put it back in the community. One of the things we have encouraged the community dwellers and businesses to not do is to give the waste to the disadvantaged youth. Because sometimes, when you think you're giving it to them to go throw it away somewhere else, they're throwing it right near you there. So they can take your debt from you and carry it to a different person. Out there you get in, no postmark. When you get in the debt, they will bring it back to you. So when you get in the debt, when they're walking in our same community and they just loso, nobody looking at it, they put our bed down right over there. That's how you see stockpile of dying bears in some parts of the community. So if you're not giving your dirt to those people and you are registered with a waste management group that is properly collecting and disposing of your waste, it will help us to be able to manage the issue of waste spread out in the environment. One of the issues we have is that we the people, we are our own problem. There are some places that we have taken dirt from more than 4 times. Every time you remove the dirt, few days after you see a mountain of dirt there. The township, you see, we don't receive allocation from the national budget, right? So what we do, other resources that we generate from our local operation, we try to manage them to tackle meaningful issues that are affecting the community. So sometimes if we take the dirt from there and you put it there, we come out to take it from there, you're making all to be doing the same thing over and over, then we're not changing anything. So we part of our community engagement, some of the information we are also sharing is that communities need to start having sanitation teams. The responsibility of the sanitation team is to manage waste in the community so that we can have spread out, waste spread out all over. Because if the waste gets big in the community, then it will start coming on the main street. So if we manage the waste within the community and the various markets, it will reduce the waste on the main streets and all over in the community as well. So we are also encouraging community leaders establish a community sanitation team, at least that we work with community dwellers, and we hope that community dwellers will also cooperate, because most of the people you talk to, they say, I can throw my own dirt away. Somebody you go talk, they say, I can wear my dirt. Meanwhile, when I finish selling, I can put my dirt in a pen, I carry it to my horse. No, your horse is not a disposal site. Do not take the dirt from your selling place to your home. No. We want the dirt to go to where it's supposed to be. Don't also take the dirt and go put it in the swamp. You're not supposed to be in the swamp. If you put it there in the swamp, it will also affect your community. So when it comes to sanitation, these are some steps that we are taking, but we want the community people to also enhance our effort by properly collecting their waste and disposing of it by a registered waste management group that will help us to reduce waste in the community.
So organizing sanitation team in the communities. You are also I'm sorry. So you are organizing sanitation team in a community, and you're not only organizing sanitation team, you're also organizing a security team to buttress the efforts of the Liberia National Police.
Sure.
All right. Do you think that drugs can be completely eradicated from this Congo town?
I can say yes, because it is a difficult task. And sometimes we have to be real about some of these things. You can't sugarcoat it. If we don't take some actions beginning now, generally, not only about Congo Town now, if we don't see this thing and tackle it holistically, the number will increase. I can say that to you. So, as part of the regulation we did, no Super Friday on the beach.
Super Friday is off.
No Super Friday. Because what we noticed is that sometimes the children pass by you on the motorbike, they go on the beach, they're looking good. When they're coming back from on the beach, they are different. We want to stop that. During my beach tour, there was an unfinished building on one of the beaches on the Congo Town back road, right? I saw a group of young people running from that building, and one of them was purely naked. So when they go on the beach, when they get involved with some of these negative activities, the next thing, the negative thing can just continue.
From one, they can upgrade.
Yeah. We don't want that to continue happening. So no Super Friday. We'll make sure that we'll work with our team. They will continue to test beaches on these beaches every time.
Do you have foot soldiers out there to make sure there is no Super Friday?
We have our team. You know, when I came on, the township was very challenged. We only have 4 persons at the township. But we were able to mobilize some volunteers. Currently, we have, a little close to 40, 45 active staff, and then some people were recruited for sanitation work. They are around 32 as well. So that number is helping us to, tackle some of these issues and check on some of these, violations that we are talking about gradually. Because if we don't enhance the workforce, we can make it. All of what we are saying here, we'll not be able to do it.
All right.
And I want to say a very big thank you to all of those who are volunteering for the township of Congo Town. Your services are purely recognized. I hold you at a very high spot in my heart. Thank you very much.
We want to say we appreciate you for being here. Emmanuel, we are going to take calls soon. We want our people to engage and talk to us. We are in conversation with Mr. Commissioner Edward Laha. He's the commissioner of Congo Town. We're talking about a lot of different things that have been affecting this township and how he is trying to implement, put things in place when it comes to the security system, when it comes to waste management, when it comes to drugs users. We have a lot of drug abusers in the community. So maybe you want to, add your own voice to it. We are here to make sure your calls will be taken. But don't you forget to keep playing the game while the show is on. Make yourself some money. *255 *4# is the code. Get rich this morning, even before 12 o'clock. And so you make yourself some money. Now, the numbers to call are 0777-771-075, 0555-101075. You hear all of the good things Commissioner Laha is saying. He is telling you that, he is doing well for his own community, his commission area, which is Congo Town, his township. Now, we don't know you are listening. People from Painesville Township, the Monrovia City itself. Are you following what he is saying? Now, we talk about the waste management. Commissioner, before our call start to come in, I just want to ask this quick question. Now, how do people get to have spots if they want to, do business within this township? There are at times you just see somebody just come and put down, the bills on lay, put some sticks down and put the tapoli up. Next thing you know, it's a cook shop, or it's a mechanic shop, or somebody is selling something there. So I just wanted to know. I mean, at places that it shouldn't even be. Someone could just, in front of the spoon fence, there was a time we had people were there doing businesses. Somebody just came and constructed their table. If our boss was not tough to make sure they for them to break it down, it would have been there, because the woman, she had built it well. She was ready to start selling. Who gave it to us? Somebody on the other side told her she can work there. So we asked, was it the commissioner township? And they gave it to you. But we wanted to know, don't you think there are people within your own workspace at the commission, at the township there, that do give people places to sell the market. But if not, if someone wanted to sell, to start business within this township, what is the procedure?
All right, so one of the things we're trying to do is to make sure to regulate the right of way, right? We have not given our spot to a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, because what we notice is that a lot of the people who will just come and stay on the right of way, after a few years, they can start claiming it. They can see that they're private property. Some of them can come to you, they bring it D and all. Nobody knows where they can take that D for that D not existing anywhere. So people can just go, they put that thing down, and then they start selling there. Before you go low, they say they play for them.
They start giving places honor.
We have had several situations like that. Take, for example, along the boulevard, right? Somebody go, they just put that thing. In fact, when I became commissioner newly, some people were constructing some new shops all along the boulevard. I called them to a meeting. I said, they are constructing it for the government, not for you. Who get the right to build yet? They say, oh, we just building our little small thing. And one man said they play for him so that the man will go get small thing too. When it's time for the demolition for the overhead bridge king, the man who they say get in the play, they making sure, because the government were compensating people who own private property in those places, right? The man could not sure because the man himself know the place for the government. So there are some people who are claiming those right of ways. You know, they say, oh, they play for me. They just go to take money from people and get it. We want those people to stop because those places are supposed to be safe. Like, take for example, yesterday I was going to Peace Island and I stopped right before the ministerial complex. The ministerial complex that hosts a lot of government ministries and agencies, right? Somebody go take but up here and put it to the door.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine? So I told them yesterday, I said, no, this is not the place for you to sell. If you want to sell, get away from the main gate of the ministerial complex. You have to find somewhere to go. You can't be but up here, banana, crappy, all right from the place. What kind of country you go, you see that thing, you know? So sometimes some of these people who do these things, some of them have the opportunity to travel. They saw other people's country, but they come out to their own country and they see it like it's supposed to be this way. So we are encouraging them to stop. We don't want people just taking it right away or just going to government lands and just taking it and build. That's the same thing they're doing with the wetland. Nobody cares to them. They just see the place. They take. There are some people in the community claiming 500 acres of wetland. You know? So these people, we got to start taking some action on them, because if we don't do it, all the public land will finish and government will not have control over it. So we are working along with the Labrador Land Authority. Quite recently, we were trying to craft a policy on the management of all public lands within Macerado. So we are making sure that over time we'll be able to put some regulation together that will curtail that situation. Lastly, before you go to the line.
Yep.
Liberia will soon experience or begin to experience the construction of its first beautiful and major overhead bridge.
You see a bridge here, you already calling it beautiful?
Yes, I've seen the plan for it. It will
you saw the blueprint?
Yeah. Okay. That bridge will be the first overhead bridge. Beautiful in Liberia. Most of y'all who are coming to talk to now, you can travel a lot. You can go to Ghana, you can go to Abidjan, you can go to all these places. You can see multiple overhead bridges. Like the one we come in get, we beg you. We have been sending message to you. If you get your signboard, your billboard, in spaces that the overhead bridge will be constructed, remove them. There was a 10-day ultimatum given to you. You forfeited it. We gave you another over 1 month. You are forfeiting it again. Please remove those poles. The government is supposed to turn its site over to those who are supposed to do the construction very soon. That is a major boost for our country. We all need to start embracing development. So we are encouraging boat owners. Please, we beg you, we hold your truthful. Remove those poles and all antennas that you have in places that were marked for the overhead bridge. There are some of you who the government already pay you to remove your property. They demolish it and you are putting new structure there. We are also saying to you, stop. I just wanted to pass that information before we go to the screen.
Thank you, sir. Emmanuel, anything you want to add?
Yes, let's just go to the line. 077771075, 055101075 are the numbers to call. 077771075, 055101075. We have 5 minutes to take your calls. We take few calls and then we wrap up on the program that do the show for the weekend. 077771075.
We have our first caller.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jerry Della, and I do join you from Congo Town, to be precise, right behind Left Jane.
1 minute quickly, please.
Yeah, the Honorable, I appreciate all that you said. And when you talk about hygiene, you say, oh, but if, with all due respect, you left one thing behind. Because if you put all the mechanism in place, like you said, the dead, the waste out to pull it, but these people don't land or get in the community, don't land, only that they refuse to brush their land. Every community go, you see, foreign in the place to say, what they in it. So chief will beg you, please put in the mechanism, talk to your community TTS, let them have rules and regulations, and you have a task force to make sure each one that own a land, they should make sure they brush their land 2 times in a month. That will help. Even they had but it will help to promote it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Okay. 077771075 05551101075. Call and make your contribution. What is it you want to talk about? We have in our studio Commissioner of Congo Town, Edward K. Laha. Yep, you're live.
Good morning. This is Ewu. I do call you from my resident community.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to appreciate our Honorable Commissioner, Mr. Ella Laha. You know, since this young man took over as a commissioner, there have been massive changes within the district and move over the country as well. He has let me applaud him for the level of work done and the engagement. Because this man, since he came into power, this man has been leadership of inclusiveness. This may have bring together all of the expertise to work with the young people of this township. I want to ask him, Honorable Allah. President, I want to know because once upon a time, the young people of this island community started sanitation initiative within Peace Island community. But yes, now due to lack of support, there's no such initiative that is ongoing. What are some of the mechanisms you think you are putting in place to help forward this initiative with Peace Island community? Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. He asked you a question. All right. You want to answer before? Oh, okay. Let's take the next caller. We have 2 more callers we have to take. Our time is up. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Go ahead, please. Your name? Where are you calling us from?
I'm Mary Fito, calling from Tingo Village, Toncha.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to tell this man in the studio, thank you for our living. Toncha here, they played our living. Some kind of fence there. They fence the whole water, they passing on it. In case the chairman, even the people that get the fence, in case some people in the community are in case in my house there by it. They are getting small children. Even the other day I called EFPC, I told them nobody has ever come. But everybody that passed here, they will always tell me, say, you must be careful with the children. So I'm calling people there for them to come, especially schools, because I know you can see behind things. I live right on a trophy right by the old CDC office here. They say attached to CDC office. I went in the fair and told them, they tell me I must be careful with my children. And I in it to tomorrow when something happens, it will not be easy. So they are come in Nana and see the fence. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner, you heard her, and she told you where the fence is. We'll take 1 more caller, and then we call it. We'll close it. The call-in session for the day. We are being signaled that our time is up already. Yep, for the show today. Yep. Good morning, last caller. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning. My name is James Molukene, and I call from the city of Painesville, City.
Yeah, go ahead quickly, please.
Okay, so let me say thank you to the commissioner in studio. He spoke very well, and I must commend him for the level of job done at the township. And definitely would continue to work as a partner, Painesville, Congo Town, in seeing how they can strengthen some of those laws that the government have. Talk about drainage, we're talking about flooding, we're talking about beautification. We're definitely working along to see how best we can make some progress. In our cities, Congo Town is not far from Painesville, it's not far from Monrovia too. So almost at the same bill. And he spoke of something very important. I just want to re-emphasize and draw my voice to this. You know the overhead package lead from Painesville, go to Congo Town, past the ministerial complex.
Thank you,
There
sir.
are several communications been sent to people who got structures along the corridor, and we as chairperson of the committee, we are there to remove and clear the corridor to prepare the site for the Chinese government to come and start the road construction. We have no time left. I just want to add my voice to your voice to make sure that all those that have billboards along the corridor from Painesville to Congo Town have no time left. If you know you have billboards along the corridor, you try to reach the office of the Congo Town Commissioner or Painesville City to see how best you can work in line to remove the corridor, the billboard along the corridor, or else we will remove it for you.
Thank you, sir.
Very much.
All right. Well, that ends the call-in session for today. Commissioner, you want to close up in a minute?
Yeah. So the guy from Peace Island, you know, I worked with the young people there last year. We did a massive cleanup campaign. My office is open to you. Whenever you organize similar situation, similar program, you can come by the office so together we can make it happen. We also want to speak to the issue of the grass on properties that have not been cut. Last year, before the season, we took some actions. There are some places where people got their property and they were not birching those places for years. We made sure that some of those places were birched. Even the painting of buildings on the main streets, we encouraged people last year, and a lot of the homes on the main streets were painted. Also, there is one situation that I think that person didn't speak about. In the community, there are some places where you will see some abandoned houses. Those horses have been there for a very long time. Some of those horses are also the problem to some of the things we're talking here. Because if you get your horse and you leave it there for 10, 15 years, you're not using it, people start going there, they're taking in jobs and doing all kind of things, attacking people in the community. Over time, we'll have a meeting with community leaders so we can see what kind of action we can take in making sure to find the owner of those places and see what they can do to transform those places and make sure they are protected so they can be used to create negative alarm within the community. So we want to say thank you to the team here. We want to say thank you to the community leaders. And we want to say a very big thank you to all of the callers. What we can say is that together as a country, we can do better. Let's keep united and let's make sure to tackle the issues that affect us the most. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Emmanuel. Well, that's what you have to say.
Yeah, so we go for the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we say thank you, all of you, for listening, for following, for your comments, for everything you did. Your participation is very important to us. And the weekend is here, and draws were taken. So Emmanuel is about to call winners. Thank you. Keep playing the game. *255*4#. Play and win yourself some money. My name is Lorena Honoree. Have a wonderful weekend.